From the Autobiographical Memoirs of St. John Bosco, Chapter 44, Disturbing Rumors, Part 2. One evening, Father Burrell, who fully shared Don Bosco's ideals, ended up by telling him, "Dear Don Bosco, lest we risk losing all, let us be content with saving at least part of our project. Let us wait for a more favorable time. For the present, let us dismiss the oratory boys we now have and keep only some 20 of the younger ones. While we continue to look after these few privately, God will find some way for us to do more and will provide us with suitable premises and other means." Confident of his own course, Don Bosco firmly replied, "No, no. In his mercy, the Lord has begun this work, and he must complete it. You know how hard it has been for us, Father, to get many of these boys to give up their evil ways, and how well they have behaved since. I don't see how we can abandon them now to themselves and expose them to the dangers of the world, to their great spiritual harm. But where can we gather them? In the oratory. But where is this oratory? For me, this is no problem. I see a church, a building, and a playground. It is real, and I can see it." "Where are all these things?" the good priest asked. "I can't tell you exactly now," Don Bosco admitted, "but they certainly do exist, and I can see them, and they will be ours." On hearing these words, Father Burrell was deeply distressed. It seemed to him that what Don Bosco had said made it fairly certain that he was mentally ill. "Poor Don Bosco," he sighed. "Truly, his mind is gone." Then, unable to keep back the wave of sorrow that surged his heart, he came up to him, gave him a parting kiss, and walked away with deep-felt tears. Several venerable priests, including members of the diocesan clergy, also came to see him. Don Bosco received them with great respect. They started by telling him that he could do a great deal of good for souls by exercising some other type of apostolate, for example, by giving missions to the people, being a curate in some city parish, or devoting himself entirely to the institutions of Marchesa Barolo. Since Don Bosco was listening to them quietly, they thought for an instant that they had succeeded in their task and added, "It won't do to persist in this course. Even you can't do the impossible. Divine Providence seems to disapprove of the work you have started. It will be a sacrifice for you, but you must make it. Send your boys away." Don Bosco, raising his hands to heaven with glistening eyes, interrupted them. "Oh yes, Divine Providence, but you are all wrong. I am far from being unable to continue the festive oratory. Divine Providence has sent these boys to me, and I will not dismiss a single one of them. Of that you may be sure. I am absolutely certain that Divine Providence will provide me with everything they need. In fact, the means are already at hand. Since no one wants to lease me a building, I shall build one myself, with the help of the Blessed Virgin Mary. We shall have many buildings and many classrooms and dormitories large enough to accommodate as many boys as will come. We shall have all kinds of workshops for youngsters to learn the trade of their choice, a fine playground, and spacious porticos for games. We shall have a beautiful church, clerics, catechists, assistants, craft masters, and teachers ready to help me. Many priests will instruct the boys and take special care of those who show signs of a religious vocation." This unexpected reply floored his visitors. They looked at each other in amazement and asked, "Do you mean you plan to found a new religious congregation?" "What if I do?" Don Bosco replied. "What habit will your members wear?" "Virtue," replied Don Bosco. Trust all things to Jesus and the Blessed Sacrament, and to Mary, help of Christians, and you will see what miracles are. St. John Bosco. To learn more about Almighty God, our Father of mercies, Work of reparation to the holy face of Jesus, your vital, irreplaceable, indispensable, and God-given holy apostolate of reparation, devotion for the dying, divine justice for every soul, for prayers for the holy souls in purgatory, and for more traditional Catholic faith formation throughout the lifespan. Visit www.theworkofreparation-to-the-holy-face-of-Jesus.com. Jesus said to Sister Mary of St. Peter, "By my holy face you will work wonders, appease the anger of God, and draw down mercy on sinners." And he still means it.